And to piggyback off of this and the direction that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going, obviously we discussed that mainstream leftist positions are things they seem to prioritize now. So Scarlett Johansson, this is a headline. And actually, we can look at it right here. Actually, we can't. No, there it is. There it is. I'm sorry if it's kind of bent off to the side a little bit, but you can see it a little bit. Scarlett Johansson criticizes Black Widow's hypersexualization in Iron Man 2. Interesting. What does it say? Scarlett Johansson has criticized the hypersexualization of the character in Iron Man 2. This is a Black Widow. You look back at Iron Man 2, and while it was really fun, it had a lot of great moments, the character is so sexualized, you know? Really talked about like she's a piece of something, like a possession or a thing or whatever. A piece of meat. Continue on, says, and Tony Stark played by, Tony Stark even refers to her as something like that at one point. What does he say? I want some? Yeah. At what point, or at one point, calls her a piece of meat, and maybe at that time it actually felt like a compliment. You know what I mean? No, I don't really know where you're going with that. I'm accepting of myself. I think all that is related to that move away from the kind of hypersexualization of this character. Now people, young girls, are getting a much more positive message. Here they go. And it seems to be always their excuse that they use in terms of why they're doing something. Right? It's for the kids. It's for the children. They can see themselves and have a good role model. Because that's your job, not to raise your kids or other people to raise their kids. It's for them to look up to you. Says, now people, young girls, are getting more positive message, but it's been incredible to be a part of that shift. And be able to come out the other side and be a part of that old story, but also progress. See, again, this is the direction, progress. This is the direction that they're going. This is what I have to say about that, though, really quick. Do you know who the fuck you're playing? Do you even know the concept of even in Iron Man? What you were doing? Like, she's talking as if that was some like ill-placed, forcible thing, absent of who it is. You're playing Black Widow, a person that has obviously on multiple occasions, like a defining character trait, that has used her beauty to infiltrate, and it's worked. So it's funny to talk about positive message. I mean, taking advantage of men. I don't know if that's where she's going with that in terms of it being a bad thing, but that's the whole fucking character, the super spy element aspect of her as well. That's who she is. And it's not that there's anything wrong with it. Obviously, she's been able to accomplish stuff by being able to, again, what do y'all call it? The male gaze. But using that, obviously, to her advantage to do sometimes mostly good, sometimes bad. But that's who the character is. In the context of Iron Man 2, certainly in the relationship of getting there to Tony. Like, see, this is what sucks about being a fan of comic books, because the more knowledgeable you are on, the more you hear these idiots talk that play them, and it's like it's a paycheck to them. This is why the whole, I'm not one of those, don't blame the actors. Fuck that. These guys aren't drones. Yeah, it's a paycheck. Okay, that's telling me that they have no dignity. They have no integrity. They're just doing whatever and saying whatever, which is literally what actors do. They just get paid to be other people that they're not and be fake. That's literally the job. It's a requirement. But this, if it's just treated as a paycheck, but These people aren't generally knowledgeable or they don't even care about the kid. This is why they want all these changes, Uber changes. Now, look, I'm not saying that you had to go in a route with an upcoming movie or something to have an instance that focuses on her using her beauty to get what it is that she wants. Like, no. What I'm saying is you're complaining about. It's like Batman. You know what I mean? Or a person playing Batman complaining about doing detective work because they hate cops or some shit, or hate the concept of, well, obviously it's private investigators, so that's not really a good analogy. But you get what I'm saying. They hate the idea of someone doing detective work. That's a defining character trait. Then you got to take a step back and you think, well, wait a minute, these guys ain't got no passion in what it is they doing anyway. They just, sometimes about social preferences, agendas, and all that sort of stuff, and what box that can they check. That's more the priority than anything else. Imagine playing Black Widow and being like, oh, she's treated like a piece of meat. Like, dude, that's, and it's even in Iron Man, dude. Even in Iron Man, it's context matters. Context absolutely matters, and generally, it's that playing that role to get what it is. It's for the sake of the mission. That's who that character is. It's who she's been. To act like that's something that's bad is insane. But I don't think these characters that I know Scarlett Johansson's been out there for 10 years. I don't think she's ever read a Black Widow book. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on that, but I don't think she's actually rooted in this. I don't think these people, sometimes, yeah, you get a person that, oh, yeah, I've read a book or two. But, hey, the directors or whoever, producers, they're saying, okay, you be this character, or this is who I need you to be. And whether that's in line with who the character is a completely different subject. But imagine playing Black Widow and then crying or griping about that because reasons. Again, yet another example of why I'm not excited going forward. It's not about, per se, the sexualization. That's not what it is. It's about the complete shift and the unfamiliarity that people have with these characters, and they're more so prioritizing what message they can tell socially than it is what makes sense for that specific storyline. So inaccurate adaptations are among us. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.